Good evening, gang. It's a Friday night, Friday the 12th of March 2021. We just went back. We don't want that year again, do we? We don't want 2020 again. Yes. What did I say? 12th of March 2021. A very good evening to you and welcome to Bracknell. My broadcast computer, I noticed, was being a little bit laggy a moment ago. Like you'd push a button and then a second would happen, or 2 seconds, before anything actually happens. So I don't know if that looks all right to me now, actually. Yeah. I'm in a very good mood today because I found a mobile phone this morning on my litter pick. I found a mobile phone. It was in the last sort of few minutes. There's a children's play area over there. Well, honestly, I don't get it. There is an actual bin, okay, in the children's play area, right? But every single day I have to go over there because people, they're sitting almost next to the bin, right? Do they put the cups and the cans and the crisp packets from the little sit-down table into the bin? No, they just leave them all there. And this morning I collected a plastic bottle next to like a sort of netball thing, you know, where they got these two basket things on poles and a little bit of tarmac there with some little paint drawing around the thing, you know. And there was one there. There was a half a lemonade bottle, still full up. And these people must have an awful lot of money to just leave stuff everywhere. Half a lemonade bottle next to this trampoline thing that they've got. Various other items, including a lighter. There was a glass bottle of vodka, which clearly the teenagers... See, once the little ones have gone, later on at the night, the teenagers move into that same area and sit on that same bench, drinking alcohol and smoking very strange-smelling cigarettes. So every day I go over there now, and there I am picking up the stuff, and there it is on the floor, like a flip phone, you know. And these things, they're expensive. If you've lost a mobile phone yourself before, you will know the anxiety that you go through. I mean, worse than going to a doctor and getting a bad message from him. You know, worse than that. Losing a mobile phone is the worst thing. So anyway, I picked up this phone and I brought it back to the house because my house is like no more than, I don't know, 30 feet from where I found this phone. So I brought it back, tried to turn it on, weren't having it. It was a Samsung Galaxy phone, okay? And it had little bits of minor damage around the outside. Anyway, so I thought, well, maybe I'll try it out. Well, of course, my iPhone thing don't work, does it? My, you know, this thing, that don't fit in it for a start. But I've got other bits and pieces, for example, where I charge up various different gadgets and things. So I tried them all when I found the right one and plugged it in, and I left it for an hour. And then after that, I came back and it turned on, and it said there were 5 missed calls. And I thought, I wonder if I can use it. Of course, you can't use it because you've got to type in, you have to do a pattern on this thing. You know, with an iPhone, you type in digits, don't you, like 2222 or something like that. With this one, it's got like little dots, and you have to do a pattern. So I tried a few things in the hope that I would be able to call someone and say, hello, I found this phone. No, I couldn't do that either. So I thought what I'd do is I'll report it to the police. Oh, don't even bother trying. Right, so here in Bracknell, we have a Bracknell police station, or so I thought we did, right? But our main sort of umbrella of police, I don't know what you call it, is Thames Valley Police. That's what we have down here. So I rang this number, not 999 or not an emergency. I looked up a number, I don't know what it was, 01 something or whatever. Wait a minute. So I rang this number, and honestly, just endless automatic choices. Push 1, push anyway. I persevered. And this went on and on. And eventually, it told me to put the phone, press 1 for Bracknell Police Station. Okay, so I'll do that. And it goes through the whole thing, you know, go on the internet and please help us to save time by entering your details on a web page to report lost and stolen items. Okay, right. So but I was on the phone, so I thought, I might as well hold. I'm having my dinner there, and the phone's bleeping away and all this business. Eventually, it tells me to ring Bracknell Police Station, push 1 for Bracknell, 2 for Maidenhead, and things like that. So push 1 for Bracknell, and this phone rang again. And once again, it gave me various different choices. And eventually, it go ring, 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 ring. Hello, another automated message. This is Bracknell front desk or something like that. Due to coronavirus, this desk is now closed. Please ring the main. So I'm going round in bloody circles here. Going round and round. I thought, well, this is useless. So then I came up here into the Mirable Studios, where your programmes are coming from completely free of charge tonight. At no cost to the TV licence buyer. Free, darling, free. And I goes on this thing here, and once again, all these different choices, which eventually stopped in, please hand it in to Bracknell Police Station. Well, the damn place is closed. Impossible to report a stolen item. Not stolen, a lost item. Couldn't do it. So I thought, well, what am I going to do with this? I want to find out whose this is. Because I know what it's like losing a phone. Oh, it's just horrendous. And I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll go on the We Love Bracknell Facebook group. I'll put a little post on there. So I'll put this little post on there. If anyone would like to... the kids use the expression DM. Now, for those of you a little bit older, like myself, this is nothing to do with boots. This has nothing to do with leather boots. DM means direct message. I only discovered this the other day. It's amazing how many people think they're so important on the Facebook. If you want to know more, DM me. Or that they might post on, say I'm talking to my mate, Ronnie, okay? And they put a post on his wall saying, give me a call. But they haven't made the call themselves. They haven't instigated the message. It's like, DM me, like you're that important. Anyway. So I put on this thing, hello, I found a mobile phone in the Dryden Woods, which is quite close to me. If you want to DM me with the make of the phone and it's got something wrong with it, tell me what that is and I'll bring it over to you or you can come and collect it. So I left it at that. And I said, try ringing the phone. I've charged it up now. I said, because I don't know if they will ring if you've charged them. I didn't know that. Sorry, if you've not unlocked it, does it still ring? I wasn't sure of that. Anyway, I spoke to my mate and he said, yes, it does. You don't have to actually unlock a phone for you to receive calls. You just can't. Oh, I just found 20 pence in my pocket. How exciting. It's just for outgoing calls. So I put this message on there. That was about 3 o'clock this afternoon and said, if you want to try ringing it, please leave it till 6:45 because it won't be available till then. So I did that, put it on there, and then I went to bed and had my 2 hours sleep, got up tonight. And a few people have said, oh, if it's an iPhone this, if it's an iPhone that. They were given various bits of advice to try and find out whose phone it was that you could possibly do. Check the IM number. I thought, I can't be bothered to do that. Just ring the damn phone if you think it's yours, and that's it. And then another lady at the bottom there, she says, I think it's my son's phone. I'll try and ring you later, or words like that. Anyway, so I got up and I went downstairs and there's a message. And it's a missed call from someone called Mummy. Mummy. And I thought, this looks like it's the person on there. Okay. So I messaged her back on the Facebook and said, okay, do you want to try ringing it now? I'm available now. And we'll see if it rings. And then a bloke rang up. So, hello, I think it's my son's phone, Thomas. Thomas is the boy's name. Okay. I said, what one is it? He said, it's a Samsung flip-top phone. I said, that's the one. Okay. He said, I'll try and ring it. I said, that's all right, mate. I know it can't be anyone else's. He knew straight away. Didn't even have to think about it. I said, where are you? And it turns out he's only about 200 yards from me. Something like that, in a house almost directly opposite me, funnily enough, on the other side of the woods. So I said, I'll meet you on the path next to the trampolines. And I put the phone down. I thought, well, that looks dodgy, doesn't it? Anyone watching the area, knowing the area where these kids go and those nasty cigarettes. Oh, and they do gas bottles there, apparently, because I keep finding these little metal gas bottles. Aren't they funny? I don't know why I'm not horrified by something like that. I just kind of take it as life, don't you? Knowing what I and plenty of you were like in the 90s in raves and clubs. Yes, I know. Yes, so was I. So was I. Anyway, so walked down there and this bloke turns up. I said, there you go, mate. He said, I'll ring it to prove it's me. And he rang and the phone rang. So there we are. And that has made me really happy knowing that I've been able to give someone their phone back. I'm so happy about that. It's really elevated me to complete and utter happiness tonight, which should last for at least 2 minutes, I hope, my happiness. So there you go. Good deed that I done. I'm happy. I don't know how old his boy is, but he's happy as well. And that's it. We're there. We're there. So that just goes to show these little Facebook groups that people set up for their various different towns and things like that. They do actually work, don't they? You know, and I was able to go on the thing there. Crisis over. Now telephone reunited with its owner. So, you know, if you ever find a phone like that, it's useless to you. Useless to me. Useless. These have all got locks on them. I suppose you can take them down to one of those little places if you really wanted to, and some dodgy shop and get it unlocked. But why? You know, why do that? You know, just give it back to them. Try and find out who it is, and they'll be very grateful. You know. But where's the 50 quid? I didn't get 50 quid or anything. I would have thought that's worth at least 200 quid. Finding someone's phone. God, so well, I won't bother that again, dear. Where's my 50 quid? I should have said hello. Hello? No, you shouldn't do it for that. You know, I'm going to go and knock on his door later. Hello, mate. How about 50 quid here? Come on. I'm so pleased to have helped someone like that. Especially, it sounds like it's a youngster as well, and you know, they ain't got any money. Probably a birthday present or Christmas present, isn't it? All right. So, hello to you, gang. I'm very pleased to let you know that I've now managed to separate, lift and separate, like the bra. I've Playtex bra, lifts and separate. I need one. Look! Is Mark Bowles with us? Look at these, Mark. Come on, better than Tina's. Yeah, come and have a touch of these, mates. Yes. Not easy, though. You remember what, buy me a drink first. Just a cup of tea or something like that. Yeah, the text things, no difference to you at all. But what I've done is stop the texts being emailed to me. So now I've got emails and now I've got texts, okay? So your texts just come in on the screen on the text programme rather than the text coming into the text programme and being emailed to me as well. And those of you that had been, I know there's not many of you that use the email, but when you send an email in, it was getting mixed in with all the text, and often I missed emails, which happened twice on Monday, but that shouldn't happen now because they're completely separate, all right? So if you want to use the email or the texting number is 07451 287 337, 07451 287 337, or you can use the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Let's just read some of your texts before we go into our chit-chat today. Weird City Citizen, good evening to you. Did he give you a little reward? No, we don't do things like that for rewards. Well, I mean, 50 quid, I would have been happy. Nothing. Not even a chocolate cream egg. Mind you, I wouldn't be able to have one of those. Lent, although I did muck up last night. I hope Shania's not listening. Is Shania there? I hope Shania's not listening to this, or Vectis. I accidentally went to McDonald's last night. Okay? I'll have a veggie burger, please. Yeah, like just a medium one, please. Little mozzarella dips. I'll have an apple pie. Oh, and an ice cream with I'll have flake in it, please. Forgot. Very bad. Very bad. Lent broken now by the use of small pieces of chocolate in a McFlurry. Shocking state of affairs, dear. It's very important. Jesus didn't forget to get nailed to the cross, did he? We must suffer by not having chocolate. Well, it's not as bad as being nailed to the cross, but there you are. You understand what I mean. Thank you. Where we are. Oh, you answered. No rewards. No, they've probably got no money, you know. People around here are not rich. Seriously, they're not. I'm in poverty here. Poverty, dear. I'm hoping to get the poverty parcels from the government this year. Didn't get any last year. Tight-fisted so-and-sos. Good evening to Mick Davenport. Good evening to Mandy Davenport. Hello to Paul in Cornwall. DJ Sparky there. Good evening to Amelia Phillips. She had a headache and the shivers all day because she's had the Astra spaceship vaccination. You do that and you fly. Again, not as high as we used to be in the 90s at the raves, but you do fly with the AstraZeneca spaceship vaccine. You absolutely do. Good evening, Amelia. Hello to Ollie K. Evening, Ollie. He's got the popcorn open, ready for you. So I'm ready for an eventful ride with our decision about who should replace Piers Morgan. And we'll be talking about that in a moment. Who do you want to replace Piers Morgan? We'll come to that in a moment, and you'll be able to call in as well if you want to. Okay, hello to Diane Jebb. Good evening, Diane. Hello to Rachel Wheatland. Good evening, Rachel. Sherry Parrish. Good evening, Sherry. Have a great weekend, Sherry, to you as well, my darling. Jason Hughes is there. Good evening, Jason Hughes. Good evening to Maureen in London. Hello to Mark Bowles. Hello, gorgeous. I should have asked you, would it be okay to show that beautiful picture of you laying on the settee, which came to me the other day? I'll tell you what, we'll take a call now. Ray's, I didn't open the call. Good job, I've got him up there. Ray in Morrison's is calling in. Good evening, Ray.
Good evening, how you doing?
Hello, Ray. Ray works at Morrison's in Queensbury, don't you?
Yeah, my day off today.
Oh, is it? What you been doing on your day off, Ray?
I had a doctor's appointment earlier with a nurse. That went well.
Yes.
But after, instead of coming home and doing the housework, what I need to do anyway, I walked around the local shops in Mill Hill. I found a little bakery. I've got a couple of bagels, sat in the park for about an hour with a cappuccino.
Did you say you had bagels? You're supposed to be losing a bit of weight, aren't you?
Yeah, but I had no quenches. I had 7 bagels.
It's bread, mate. It's bread. You mustn't have bread.
But what I've done, to work it off, I had my bagels, but I walked around the park for about an hour. That'd be good.
All right, then, if you say so. You know you shouldn't be having that bread, mate.
I know. But I had no fizzy drink. I had a bottle of still water, and then I got a coffee, semi-skimmed milk.
But you had the bagels.
Yeah. Then when I got in later on, when I woke up, I came home, had a rest. But I won't eat any more today. I had that's all I eaten.
I only say it because I care. How's your diabetes going?
Yeah, I had the blood test results. They've redone it. My blood count's come down. It's come down to 46.
Is that good? And what should it be?
It's still a little bit high, but compared to what it was 3 weeks ago, it's come down 4 points. I'm being extra careful because I'm eating more fruit and veg. I stopped drinking.
I don't know an awful lot about blood counts. May I ask, what should it be?
It should be like middle 40s.
Middle 40s, and you got 46, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I suppose that's... I mean, I'm not a doctor. I've no idea what any of that means, but if it's supposed to be mid-40s, then I suppose that's all right. What about your weight? How's that going?
I'm not sure, because when I go next Tuesday again, so I can double-check it, because I forgot to ask you to check it. But I feel slimmer because I tried on a pair of trousers I bought just after Christmas, and I can fit into them properly. They feel a bit looser.
Good. Yeah, good. Good. You do worry me, Ray.
Yeah. But I've got to love you. I know that's why we all love you, because you care about everyone.
Well, I care about you, believe me. I've known you for years.
It's up to you.
Dancing away to tragedy on the stage of the Black Cap all those years ago.
Yeah. How do you keep so young? Every time, how do you do it? Your early morning show, every time I see you, you're on Facebook all day.
Because if I don't do anything, I get bored very quickly. I seriously, and I've always been like that, I get bored very quickly. I have to have something to do. I really do have to have something to do.
And you do a wonderful job of litter picking.
Yes. I create work for myself. You know, I have for a 9 o'clock for the 9 o'clock show. I get up at 7:20 for that. I could probably get up at 8 o'clock. 8:15 even. But I like to everything ready. Everything's buzzing in here and things are working and I know it's all ready to go. I can't just suddenly turn up. It's like tonight. I was in here at 6:45 getting things ready and what have you. And then I popped out to give that bloke his phone back.
Yeah.
But I like to be ready, you know. And create work. There's that, and there's the litter picking, the radio in the morning, this thing 3 times a week, well 4 times a week if you include the bingo. At night, I just like to keep busy all the time, you know.
And what I do in my spare time when I'm not working, like, when I wake up in the morning, as I get out of bed, I put my phone on. It's always by my bed. I find an app that plays like music, something like singing along, not only to the steps, but love songs and like party songs to keep me moving before I shower, just to get myself relaxed.
Yeah. What sort of love songs do you like?
I love like Lionel Richie. It reminds me of a special friend called Nigel.
Yeah. Do you know the one by Sarita? Sarita and someone. Hang on, I'll look it up. With you on. Billy Preston and Sarita. Come bring me la da da.
Come bring me your love or something like that.
Yeah, I played that this morning right at the end of the show. I'd heard it last night. There's a bloke, he's only on once a week, Brandon. He's on at midnight on Thursday going through to Friday when Alan Ross isn't on Reach on Air. And he played it, it was about 12:30, 1 o'clock in his show last night. And I laid there because I can see, I've moved my bed now and I can see the trees are like just a few feet away from me. Great big tall pine trees that I can see out the window. And I have lights I like lights. I like lights, you know. I've got lights all around the house. And of course they light up these trees all around. And I just lay there listening to this song last night and it really put me in a sleepy mood. Do you sleep all right, Ray, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sleep apnea machine that what I'm going to have for my breathing. I like to listen to radio at night. I listen to BBC London all through the night. I like to wake up to listen to Jason Rotham.
Oh, yes. Is he still on there, is he?
Yeah, he's on Monday to Friday from 5 a.m. to 7.
Oh, he's got the early, yeah. You don't like Steve Allen, no? Oh, Steve's not on at the moment, is he? He's not very well,
Yeah.
Steve Allen.
I hope he's on. I try and listen to both shows, but at 9 o'clock, if I'm still awake,
Yeah.
I don't start till 2 o'clock. I like to listen to his wonderful, sweet man on Reach on Air.
Oh, who's that then?
He's on at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Do you sleep all right?
Yeah.
Do you sleep all right?
He's so lovely. Yeah, he's such a lovely bloke. He's so sweet.
Who?
Yeah, I think his name's Chris Reardon. You might know him.
There's nothing sweet about me. I don't think anyone's had a lick lately to see if I'm sweet or sour, to be honest.
Yeah. How many years? I know you, 25 years?
Oh, I would say probably 30. I would say 30 now.
And also, sometimes
I haven't seen you for about a year and a half since you last came to Central Station with that Nigel. I like Nigel. He's a nice bloke, isn't he?
Yeah.
Nigel.
I spoke to him. He's been doing a bit to help an elderly neighbour who's got dementia. He's been going in, making sure she's okay.
Yes. Good.
And Robert,
good.
I speak to Robert as well. I speak to Alex.
Alex Green, yes.
Yeah. And Robert. They're all lovely guys.
Yes, I think you're right.
I'll be watching all with Drag online when I get a chance.
You're watching what?
I'll be watching Son of Tutu last Sunday evening.
Oh,
she's got a live show.
She was on the telly last night. She was on the telly last night on it was either London News or The One Show, one of those two.
I heard about it. I missed it. What was it? I asked what it was.
It was the whole diversity thing. She was on that thing because she classes herself as an African drag queen, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be watching Simon's show when I get time.
Plays the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
I miss Penny.
Oh yes, yeah. They all do their own little Facebook streams, don't they?
Yeah.
Good.
I miss it more. And Rose. I love all of them, but the trouble is you can't watch every single show.
No, you can't. You're right. I hope they make a little bit of money out of their little bits and pieces, because of course they've got nothing coming in at all, have they? Really?
I mean, I can't sit by phone and computer all day watch every single show.
No. And sometimes the quality, because they're not technicians, they're artists. You know, I'm kind of, I'm a sort of technician as well. I know, I'm not perfect, obviously, but I've learned over the years where to put the lights and how much colour to have on and all that sort of thing. So, but they're not technicians.
You like to fill in with the knobs.
Eh?
You like to play with all the knobs.
I do. I like pushing my buttons and bits and pieces here. My favourite device is this thing that my brother-in-law bought me for Christmas. One of this big thing with all the buttons on it, dear. And I push a button like this, and something happens. I push a button, and something happens. I love that. Hello. I love it. Anyway, Ray, thanks ever so much for calling in tonight.
Speak to you soon. Have a good evening.
Lovely to talk to you. Good luck, Ray. Bye-bye now. There we are, Ray. Oh, we never asked. I meant to ask him who he'd have instead of Piers Morgan. Never mind. We'll come straight on to that as soon as we've done the text coming in there. Mark says, what a lovely pair you have. Thank you, Mark. I hope that you'll be able to see them one day. I really do. Is that Tina still hanging around? Can't you get rid of her, dear? I told you, bring your family here. I've got the room next door is all done up, ready for your son, little boy, to move in. Yes, he's got a telly on the wall. I'll get my PlayStation, anything he wants, dear. Just let me know. God's sake, nice cook's breakfast. What does she do you for breakfast, Mark, in the morning? Eh? Have to do it yourself, do you? What do you have? Bowl of muesli. Cornflakes. 1 Weetabix. Oh, God's sake. While she's still laying there in bed, waiting for her next nail appointment or something like that. And there won't be any of that when you move in here, dear. I'll be up an hour before you. Cooking, dear. Cooking. Eggs, bacon. I mean, you can eat your dead animals as long as you're in there with me, darling. That's it, my love. Thank you, Mark. Good evening to Vera. Hello, Vera Taylor. Hello to you. Just make up the extra days for Lent. Oh, well, yes, I could add a day on, couldn't I? Oh, but that means I won't eat Easter eggs on Easter. Oh. You're right, though, Vera. Make up the extra day. Thank you, Vera. By the way, Vera, I have now learnt that new Gloria. I'm able to do it now. I sent it to Shania earlier on. Hello to Mike in Brighton. Good evening, Mike. Lovely to see you in full high definition. How on earth can you accidentally go to McDonald's? Well, I'd been to Lidl. You see, if you listened to the radio show, you would have heard all this story, dear. You know, like a proper fan. But no, you're just half a fan, aren't you, dear? Half a fan. Half a fan. Yeah, I was in Lidl last night. And the bag broke. Oh, I bought so much stuff last night. I've never spent so much in a supermarket in all my life. I think it was 66 quid or 61 quid, something like that. I couldn't believe it. Bags full of stuff I had. A trolley full of stuff for one person. But you see, the thing is, what I do is I buy loads of stuff, right, in bulk. So last night there were 3 cases of baked beans. Okay, now I know, and all that stuff, now I know I haven't got to go for a while. Only to sort of, apples, because you can't buy apples more than a couple of weeks in advance. Potatoes, I usually get those once a week and stuff like that. But the main shop, well, I won't need to go for ages now, And then on the way home, I thought, I can't be bothered to cook. If I put something in the oven, that's going to be like 45 minutes, and I'm hungry now. So that's how I accidentally went to McDonald's, dear. All right. Good evening to Gary Ross. Hello to you, Gary. Thank you, Michael. Michael Lawrence. Congratulations on reunited the boys' phone. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing worse than losing a phone, I tell you. Good evening to George Bond joining us. Good evening, George. Hello to Fran Green, who said you just reminded me of Les Dawson pumping your boobs. Oh, that's right. You can't see me doing that properly. There you go. There you go. Pumping the boobs. Can any of you other lads do that? Mark can't. It's just muscle. It's just muscle that Mark Bowles has got. There you go. Can you do... Mark can't do... Can it? I bet Mick Davenport can do this. Can you, Mark? They have gone down a bit, because I couldn't get this shirt on a couple of weeks ago. This rather boring grey shirt. Ollie K is back in school now, so he can't listen to the show in the morning. And it's really boring at school without it. I'm sorry about that. You can always listen to the replay later on. You know how to do that, Ollie. Good evening to Pete Remington. Good evening, Pete. Hello to you, sir. And Jeff is there. Good evening, Jeff. Nice to see you, Jeff. Hope you're well. Please ignore finished Oh, what was that then? Let's have a look. In answer to your question, I'm sorry, but unfortunately you would not be able to replace Piers Morgan. He is an overbearing, obnoxious interviewer, whereas you don't seem to have a bad bone in your body. Oh, I'm sure I'm very bad. A very, very bad person. Now, you get to a certain point in your life, I beat myself up quite a lot. You ask my mate. I won't tell you what about or various different things, as you get like 58 now. So through your life, and I don't know, this may be the whole depression thing, which I suffered from before. But I do tend to focus on the negative things that I've done. We've all done negative things. Yeah. Maybe if it's, and it could be as simple as something like, not helping my mum do her shopping. When my father died, things like that, they bang me over the head time and time again. And I don't suppose that will ever go, really. I do focus a little bit too much on the negative in my life sometimes. Jeff says that you and Linda have noticed. I like to do things for other people, Jeff. The weird thing is, when people do things for me, I'm not very good. Isn't that weird? Not so much grateful. I'll give you a really good example of this. A few years ago, we had our 10th United Kingdom Talk anniversary. And no, it happened twice. There was the 10th one, which was great. And Adam the plumber, he arranged all sorts of things, and it was fantastic. And then the next year, on the 11th, they all turned up at the pub again. Now, on this particular night, I was having the worst technical difficulties I've ever had in my life at a gig. The computer decided to update, didn't it? And it was updating. It was supposed to start the gig at, was it 9 o'clock? And I was working on this problem until about 10:30. We couldn't get going. And I kept having to apologise. People were very understanding. But also, at the same time, wonderful people had come, bought a cake, done some bits and pieces, and they wanted to do that. The only thing in my mind was getting the damn gig going for the people that had turned up to sing. And I was kind of putting... I couldn't put myself ahead of that, if you see what I mean. And it just was an absolute nightmare. And they were trying to do this cake. And I'm like, you can't do that now. You can't. Look, people are waiting to sing. I've got to get them to sing first. And that's how I am, really. Funny, isn't it, really? I just don't seem to be able to accept things when people do them for me. Other than my family. It's a different thing altogether, though, when the family... and we do wonderful things... my sister and brother-in-law and my nephew, all to do with the caravan, really, because they're very good fixing things, and doing stuff with their hands. Handymen. Even my sister is kind of a handy woman. She can do stuff that I can't do. Fix a roof, repair a floor, do electrics, things that I could put a plug on the wall, but it'd probably be wired incorrectly. My mate wanted a socket replaced on his wall. No, when he first moved in, he bought all these... He can't have the normal sockets, can he? The plastic sockets that we've all got, you've got, that I've got, and stuff like that. He had to have these stainless steel shining sockets. So I said, well, I'll replace them for you. How hard can that be? 3 wires on the back. And of course, you're not supposed to do it, are you? I didn't know that. This is a long time. This is about 10 years ago. How long's he been here? 7 or 8 years, something like that. Anyway. So I said I'd go around, turn the electric off. I'm not stupid. Well, I am a little bit, but I'm not stupid. Turn the electric off, and I started doing. And every time I took a socket off the wall, it took a bit of paint off as well. And you see, that's the thing. You saw the mess I made of the hole in the other room the other day. And I bought this plastic thing to put over the hole, put the tape around it, stuck it on the wall. It wasn't straight, so I pulled it off, and rip, straight up the wall went the paper. What a mess! So, it's funny, isn't it, how we are like that. Good evening to Mark Jones. Good evening to you, Mark. Welcome to the show. Mark says, no, just a 6-pack, dear. So nothing for brekkie. Oh, you don't want breakfast? Oh. Oh, well, I would have been happy to cook for you, my love. Mike in Brighton says, I must admit I'm very impressed with your Lent sacrifices. It takes a lot of willpower. Yes, it was an accident. It was an accident. That chocolate in the ice cream. See, the thing is, I didn't give up ice cream for Lent. I didn't. So that would have been all right, but not for chocolate in the ice cream. I don't buy ice cream much now. I managed to get out of that habit. Oh, I went for a period where I kept buying ice cream. Oh, because Aldi do. I mean, I'm sure Ben and Jerry's make it for them. It's identical to their stuff. Cookie dough, and they do that one with the caramel going. Kama Sutra, is it? Kama Sutra? Is that the one? With toffee going through the middle, like the caramel. Oh, it's delicious. And it's like £1.89. Ben and Jerry's, £5.50. Don't think so, mate. Not on an ice cream. £5.50 on a bleeding ice cream. They can't sell that much, can they? So I get the one from Aldi. And I would be having this every single day. Not a whole tub, about half. I would be having this every day. I got addicted to it. Really. But I stopped and now I don't really buy it, you know. My favourite ice cream, I think, Mr. Whippy. You know, from the machine. Like that. With 2 flakes in it. And maybe some chocolate or strawberry sauce. Or Abbott Skegness, when you get one of those. So they do the ice cream. And then they can dip it in this molten chocolate stuff. Oh, it's delicious. Delicious. We like to have that. Mike says, doing Lent when I was a kid, I had to give up sweets. The good thing about Lent was that St. Patrick's Day was always in the middle of Lent, and the day we stuffed our faces with sweets without any guilt. Yeah, funny you should mention that, actually, Mike, in Brighton. But the last priest at one of the churches I played the organ at, Corpus Christi in Wokingham, the last priest there was from Ireland. So we had this Lent thing. I'm always at St. Patrick's Day. Just to let you know, it's St. Patrick's Day on whenever the day is, you know, whatever day it is. You are allowed to drink or anything on that day. He was great, he was, Father David. Fran says you can't change the past. I know, I can't let it go, though. Can't let it go. Good evening to Stephen Petty this evening. Good evening to you, Steve. Come on, let's talk about Piers Morgan. We haven't blooming started that yet, have we? Oh, yes, Mark Jones mentioned earlier. You remember we had some face masks. Again, that my sister, because she's very good at things like this, she made on a sewing machine. She made some face masks out of Union Jack material. I don't think I've got any left here at all now. Anyway, so Mark went down to the shops today with this thing on. Some old bag stopped him and told him he was racist because he was wearing a Union Jack mask. You know, stupid people. Stupid people. Yes, you are stupid. Just because he's got a Union flag. That is the flag of our country. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. You know, imagine going up to some stranger and saying, wow, you're racist with that mask on. I've told her to F off. I don't care how old she is. Mind your own business, you silly old bag. What a blooming cheek, don't you think? What a cheek. I get sick to death of people telling me what I should be saying or doing. Don't you? That's why I'd never be on the BBC. Oh, don't. Since I upset some of them the other week. Never mind. Anyway, let's get on with this, shall we? I'll just check my emails. There was an email address as well. Don't forget, Chris Lotz is in the house. Thank you, Chris. What a great picture. Oh, that's amazing. If only I could get it on there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that picture. Right? Those eagle-eyed people among you will notice as soon as a show is finished, within about 10 minutes, I do start advertising the next one. It won't have a list of things that's going to be on it. That goes straight on YouTube within about 10-15 minutes of me finishing a show. I'll use that as the little YouTube thumbnail. That is brilliant. I'm not going to tell people what it is. I love it. Chris, that is your best work so far. That's from Chris, who's in... Is it Atlanta? I can't remember exactly where you are. Is it Atlanta in the USA? Chris wrote, have you announced the big news yet? See attached photo. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I can't put it straight on there, unfortunately. It's a bit all over the place to do that. It takes a while to do it. All right, thanks very much for that, Chris. Hello to Daniel Woodhouse here with his Friday night fish and chips as well. Good evening to you. Hello to Richard Morris. Hello, Richard, my very, very good Jewish friend, Richard. Hope you're well there, my darling. Shalom. Shalom, my friend. Shalom, my friend. Shalom, shalom. I know that's not the right words, but you know, that sort of thing. Do you want me to display a star or the special candles with all the little candle holders? I don't mind, darling. I don't mind. Hello, Richard. I worked with Richard at the Black Cap. He's the most wonderful man. One of the few people I know. I could pick up the phone. You know, I'm really desperate. Could you come? And he would come. Have you still got that Honda car? He had a lovely Honda SUV for years. Anyway, Richard says, hearing about the phone you found reminded me of what happened to me. As you know, you and I worked at the Black Cat. My nickname was Mother. They used to call him Mother because he was a little bit older than other people. I think he's about the same age as me. Actually, no, probably a bit younger than me. How old are you, Richard? I can't remember now. Anyway, he says, one Sunday, I get a call on my mobile from a withheld number. I answered and a confused man said, hello. I said, can I help you? And he replied, last night I met a guy while out clubbing. He came back to my place and this morning when he left, he forgot his mobile. I'm calling you from his mobile and used the number that said Mother. And he thought he was calling the guy's mum. I told him to change the phone so it doesn't show up if withheld so I could find out whose phone it was. But he never called back, so he must have kept it. He thought you was Mother. Well, you were, dear. You were everyone's mother there, weren't you? And very popular as well, too. Especially in comparison to the other bloke we had running the place. Mark Jones is amused by that. Good evening to Alan Ross. Hello to you. Welcome along, Alan Ross. Thanks very much, Alan, incidentally, for mentioning that Clive had cancelled his breakfast show. I have booked, not till the end of the month, I have booked 4 2-hour shows on Reach at the end of, actually, very end of March, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 29, 30 and 31 and the 1st of April Fool's Day. I booked 3 2-hour shows there, and 4 2-hour shows, which will run between 8 a.m. and 10. I thought I'd try a 2-hour show, see how that goes. I might find it a little bit too much, you know, because remember we all enjoy doing this show and doing the radio stuff. It's all about having a bit of a laugh and enjoying what you do. Once it becomes a job, then it's an unpaid job and it's not as much fun. So it's all about having fun. So thanks very much for that, Alan. So I've got 3 8 till 10 a.m. shows, 29, 30 and 31st of March and the 1st of April. Talking of extending shows, Alan Ross is actually extending his show as well. You know he does the night shift except Thursday to Friday. He's on Reach on air tonight from 12 o'clock. He will be extending his show soon from 2 hours to 3 hours every night, which is great. I think that's fantastic to have someone on in the middle of the night, because there's always people around in the middle of the night. I mean, I used to be one of them. I used to go to bed regularly, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30. That would be normal to me when I was DJing. So, you know, when people say, "Oh, why do you want to be on that time of night? There's no one around." Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is, and there's people that sleep. Is that my cuckoo clock? Why is my cuckoo clock going? Oh, that's that. Did my mate come round today? Yes, he did for a cup of tea. I always set that blooming thing off. I've got a cuckoo clock downstairs. Oh, yeah. Have you got a cuckoo clock? Oh, yes, I'll come to that in a moment, Ollie. I'll come to that in a moment, Ollie. I've actually got that one in there, all right? But we haven't started yet, really. I've just been talking crap for 45 minutes. As usual. As usual. Alan says, excellent news. Looking forward to the 2-hour shows. Yes, and I had to go that far ahead because they get booked up, you see. So I thought I'd try that. And to do a run of 4, that will let me know, right, do you want to be doing 2 hours or not? And if I like it, I may request. Because you can't just take it. You have to request it. And they decide, well, yes or no, you know, depending, of course, how many other people. But if one's come out, that may give a little opportunity there to be doing 2 hours. That is more work for me. that is more work for me, but I'll try it. A run of 4 shows, 8 till 10, will kind of let me know, well, do you want to be doing 2 hours or do you just want to do your 1 hour? And that's it. But I had to go right the way forward until the end of March to find those ones together like that. And we'll see how it goes. And if I like it, I may request it. I'll request that extra hour, but no guarantee, of course, that you get it. It just depends what people are there. All right. Now, so let's go on to Piers Morgan. Let's talk about Piers Morgan. Now, what do I think about Piers Morgan? I think he's a mouthy git who will not let anyone talk. That's how I feel about him. That being said, there's a lot of what he says is common sense. When I see some of the people that they have on there, and he crucifies them, and quite rightly so sometimes. I mean, the idiot, one bloke turns up who identifies as a piece of broccoli. I mean, how can you identify as a piece of broccoli or many of the other things that people decide to identify as? It's, in my opinion, it's crap. Absolute crap. It really is. So he talks a lot of common sense. A lot of common sense. Would I like to work with him? No, because he'd just be shouting over people all the time. I always felt sorry for his co-presenter, Susanna Reid. And she literally sat there like a puppet sometimes. He wouldn't even let her talk. So that's my thoughts on him. And of course, he walked off. He walked off the set and he's not going to go back. Various different stories in the paper over the last few days. The Daily Mirror, Piers Morgan confirms he will not be going back to GMB, but he thanks fans for the petition because he had a lot of fans out there. Let's not, get away from that. An awful lot of people liked Piers Morgan, and at one point, I think on his last day, he actually overtook BBC Breakfast in the ratings, which has just become so bland and boring. I put it on again this morning, and it's the same crap all the time. Someone who's done something for fantastic. Don't get me wrong here. Someone who's done something for charity. Someone who's got something wrong with them and they wheel them on every bloody morning. Another one with something wrong with them, talking about what's wrong with them. And later on, someone who's raising money for doing some. There was one this morning, some bloke. Well, it was a double header, really. Someone who had something wrong with them, okay, and was running for charity and had fallen over. Okay? Now, nothing wrong with that. And 4 marks to them, and it's fantastic. Great, no problem with that, right? But there's just no happiness in that programme. No jokes. Nothing to make you happy and, laugh out loud. It's just so bland and boring. And you switched over to ITV and there was Piers Morgan shouting his head off. Then you switched over to Sky and they're talking about the virus. Give us some blooming entertainment in the morning. And I don't mean reruns of Cheers on Channel 4. Give us some blooming entertainment. Remember Chris Evans? Chris Evans, when he did the Big Breakfast show years ago. That was entertaining. Even when they started BBC Breakfast, Frank Boff and Selena Scott and the Weatherman, they all had this funny thing going on between them. That isn't the case on the BBC now. They had Misery Guts Charlie on there this morning, again. Right? He does, I think Thursday, Friday with Naga. We like Naga. Charlie was on there. Right, and he's so miserable. And I don't think he pays attention to what's going on around him. Because the weatherman made a little bit of a joke. And the joke was, they were talking about wigs or something. Or something to do with hair. Oh, it's going to be a bad hair day. Right, that's right. It's going to be a bad hair day. Not that some of us have to worry about that. And then you look, the weatherman is bald. Okay? And Charlie goes, right, so thanks very much for the weather there. Nothing. There was no rapport between the two of them like there used to be with old... who was that weatherman? He was a bit smarmy, wasn't he? He used to wear great jumpers with clouds and things. That one. There was a lot of rapport going. It just isn't there on the BBC. And it's just so boring and bland. But like I say, you swing the other way and there's nothing in between. Nothing entertaining us. Anyway, Piers, he's a bit younger than me actually, 55, stepped away from hosting duties following discussions with ITV over his comments about Meghan Markle. Well, he's allowed his comments. I might not have agreed with some of them, but why isn't he allowed to say them? Why? Why isn't he allowed to say them? It's all being clean. I don't know what they're doing to it. Like bleaching everything. They're bleaching everything, aren't they? So it's just so bland and boring. Oh, mustn't upset anyone. Since this shock exit, fans have kick-started a petition to get him back on there. And I think, well, this story says there were 200,000 names on the dotted line. There's got to be a lot more than that now. A lot more than that. But despite the large number of signatures, it seems, although Piers is simply not willing to return. And I get that. I get that. Once you've gone, you've gone. I've had a similar thing over the years. Perhaps things are not working out. And once that happens, I usually leave. And there were 3 cases of me leaving somewhere. And then a few months down the line, you get the phone call. Would you consider coming? Well, no, I've moved on now. That's it, you've moved. You can't go backwards. I think once I went backwards. Once I went back to somewhere in Clapham that I DJ'd at. And I never really liked it there in the first place. But I went back there. And I still didn't like it. It's the only time I went backwards, really. Once you've left, you've left. And that's it. And I had one manager, Roy, the lady's no longer with us, bless her, rest in peace. She sent her son to Central Station one night where I was doing the karaoke. Please, will you come back? No. That's it. It's done. That's it, gone. Gone. So I get that. Also, they've lost their hemorrhaging viewers at Good Morning Britain now, according to these papers. In The Sun this morning, it says they've now lost about 300,000 viewers since he went. That's in 2 days. They're watching for him. You idiots! You idiots! Didn't you know that? How stupid can you be? You've let him go. Because ITV, it's a business. They're there to make money. And you need to do whatever it takes to get the money in. Lose Piers? Well, the advertisers, well, you haven't got so many viewers now. We won't bother, or we want to pay less. Idiots. It says, following Piers' departure, they had, what was it now? They beat BBC Breakfast on Monday with 1.89 million tuning in, right? He left. The next day, it was 1.7 million. And the day after, it was 1.4 million. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's nearly 500. That's what's that? 500,000 people less watching it. That's a big number. And who was on this morning? Bleeding Ben Shepherd. Hello and welcome to This Morning with that fake smile of his. Oh, I can't bear him. Can't bear him. I did see a girl on there this week with Suzanne, Ravia. She was good. She was nice. I liked her. Ben Shepherd is just so boring. And he's another one of these people that keep coming round all the programmes. Him, Philip Schofield on Holly Willy Booby. The 3 of them. On the same old faces. How many shows is that Philip Schofield doing now? He just got another quiz show, didn't it? Anyway, their share price has gone down. Everything. Just through one person. Fools. What absolute fools. But who do you think should replace Piers Morgan? And please don't say Philip Schofield. Now, I just want to say there's nothing wrong with Philip Schofield or Holly Willoughby. They are fantastic. Whatever jobs they are given, they can just do. Philip Schofield can do any TV job highly professionally with his eyes closed. We're not interested in his personal life or who he upsets, who he's working with. He can, you give him a show and he can do it. 100% fantastic. But the same face all the time. You just get fed up seeing it, don't you? That's why I'm only on 3 times a week. So you don't get too fed up. I know once we go past the hour, people start drifting off, usually to sleep or a couple of suicides occasionally. People have got so fed up seeing my face on their computers that they actually go and kill themselves. Terrible, really, isn't it? But to see Philip Schofield on in the morning and at night, and then there'd be a repeat somewhere else. Oh, Christ, give it a rest. Let's see someone new. Or at least someone who we don't see as much. I don't know. I mean, Bradley Walsh, he's not overexposed at the moment. I mean, doesn't Philip think that? Don't he think it might be a bit worried to be overexposed like that all the time, being on there all the time? You do get fed up with it. Do you ever change your living room around because you're fed up with the way it looks? Well, same sort of thing, isn't it? But no. Anyway, who do you think should replace Piers Morgan? The Sun, Piers Morgan has sensationally quit his job as the host of Good Morning Britain. Viewers now wondering who would be lined up to replace him on the ITV Breakfast show. Perhaps you'd like to talk about it. 020 8144 3477. Phone line is open if you want to call in. Who would you like to replace Piers Morgan? 020 8144 3477. Do you think it should be someone who was similar to him? Strong point of view, perhaps, but listening to the other side a little bit more when they want to talk. That was my biggest thing with him. He would talk over people all the time who were trying to make a point. But he weren't interested. He wasn't listening to them, was he? Who do you think should replace him? It says, Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid have been the staple of Good Morning Britain since 2014. So we've had them for about 5 years there. Amelia Phillips is on the line. Let's take Amelia. Hello, Amelia. All right?
Yeah.
What do you think then?
About what? Piers Morgan?
Yes. Who do you think should replace Piers Morgan?
Bradley Walsh.
Bradley Walsh?
Alexander Armstrong.
And who?
Alexander Armstrong from, what's the thing called?
Alexandra Armstrong?
Yeah, from, there's a game show.
Oh, is it? Let's have a look. Can you turn me off on that computer? It's coming back to us. Alexandra. Oh, yes.
Armstrong.
Yes. Now, yeah, I think he'd be quite good. Yeah. Was he a news person as well, Alexander Armstrong?
No, I don't think he is.
He's never done news because he does Pointless, doesn't he? He does the Pointless thing, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see him doing it, to be honest. That's not a bad idea. Bradley Walsh, I don't know if he could handle the news side of it. I'd never seen him do anything like that. But he certainly would bring perhaps a little bit of fun into it. I think we need some fun on the morning, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, fun on there. All right, Amelia. Well, thanks very much, my darling.
All right.
Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye, my love.
Bye.
There we are, Amelia calling in there. I couldn't quite hear her too well there. What do you think? You can call in or you can text in your message. I'll read it out there. Mark Bowles. Oh, pencil in my birthday. The 25th of March, is it? Oh, that's a Thursday, dear. Let's just write that down. Mark Bowles' birthday. There we are. Mark Bowles' birthday. You'll be 38, wouldn't you, Mark? Birthday. Lovely. What a lovely age to be, 38. Yeah. Better than teenager. I'd never want to be a teenager again. Oh, Christ. I was fat. I was really fat teenager. Look at me now. A picture of health and beauty, aren't I, really? Thank you, Mark. Fran says, I think Piers was right not to back down to apologise to Meghan for her line. Why should he apologise? Why should he? He doesn't like her and mention the fact. Fine. Fine. Why should he apologise? Why should he apologise for his opinion? No, absolutely not. They want their opinion. This is the amazing thing about it. They want their opinion, but they don't want you to hear the other side. George is on the line. Hello, George.
Good evening, Chris.
Evening. All right?
Yes. I was thinking for Piers Morgan.
Yes.
Who's that other from Pointless? Not... Is it Richmond Osborne? Richmond somebody?
Richmond from Pointless.
Yes.
Pointless. What, is he a host or what?
He helps Alex Armstrong.
Okay, let's have a look. Pointless.
Richard
Richard Osman. Okay. Oh no, I can't bear him. I can't stand him. He's got a face that you want to slap. He really has. He looks like one of those lefty bleeding Islington types. No, not for me, Richard Osman. Not keen on him. Why do you think he'd be a good idea though? It's your call, not mine.
Because I like both of them.
See, I don't really watch Pointless myself. I've kind of ticked on it over. I tell you what, who's the other bloke? Alexander? Oh, he should be wearing a wig, love. He hasn't got a very good haircut, has he? He needs a wig on. He's a bit bald in the middle. Mind you, I can talk, can't I? You know.
Oh, terrible.
Are you going bald too, George?
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah. What about your nan? Is she going bald?
No.
No. Have you got permission to call me tonight?
Yeah.
Have you? Is she standing by there? Is she?
No, she's downstairs.
Oh, send her my best wishes. I'd love to send her a bunch of flowers, you know. Perhaps a wreath. No, sorry. You know, sort of nice bunch of flowers or something like that.
What about that person from Terrible?
Eh?
That little man from Terrible.
The little man from Tenable. Windsor Davis. What's that music going on there? Turn it off. You mean Windsor Davis? Is it Windsor Davis? No, Windsor, what's his name? Tenable. It's Windsor something, isn't it? Hang on. Tenable. No, I don't think so. Tenable host. Is it host? I can't spell Tenable. Oh, Warwick Davis. No, you see, I've watched him on Tenable, and I managed about. I can't. It's just fake. The smile looks fake to me. He's smiling not because he's enjoying or happy. He's smiling because the camera's on him. You know, and you've got to be smiling because you're happy. I see through a fake smile like that. No problem at all. No problem. When Bradley Walsh smiles, it's natural. It's happening. When Philip Schofield smiles, it seems to be happening. Either that or they're very good at faking it. And I doubt that. When Holly Willoughby smiles, it's real. She's smiling. You know, Naga Monchetti, not so sure of that one. Charlie just doesn't smile and he doesn't bother. Perhaps he just can't smile. But Warwick Davis, no, I think he'd be the wrong man for the job. Anyway, thanks for your suggestions there, George.
Okay.
Bye-bye. There we are, George calling in there. George, he must have had permission from his nan today. Thanks very much. Paul in Cornwall says, I hope you enjoy your 2 hours. I'm trying to get 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Oh, that would work. If you did 6 a.m. till 8 and I did 8 till 10, we'd have like a proper schedule thing. Because you've got Swish on every day as well at 10 o'clock. And then Squires. And then we'd have a regular schedule. That's what a station needs, really, a regular schedule. But a kind of Reach On Air is not set up like that. You know, it's not like set up to be the same schedule all the time. That being said, it does help sort of the station, I think, really, if you have a permanent schedule type thing. Excuse me, I just got to clear my nose. That's better. Mike in Brighton says, love the idea of your 2 hour shows. Sadly, only temporary. I do listen to you on replay. He thoroughly enjoys them. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you enjoy the shows. I wonder how many people listen on replay. We don't really get any numbers. We don't get numbers on Reach On Air. I have no idea how many people are listening, ever. I don't know how many people are listening live. And I have no idea how many people are listening to the replay. Does that bother me? Nah, not really. It doesn't really bother me that, but we don't really know how many people are listening at any given time. He said, why not do one of the 2 hour shows playing only extended 12-inch remixes? You may have noticed, actually, Mike, I do try and throw one in each day, like a long song. You heard Forrest and Rock the Boat the other day, didn't you? Oh, I love the bongos in that. Was that Thursday's show, I think it was. Radio Nova, he says, a pirate station in Dublin during the 80s had that feature every weekend. I loved it. Signed, your best half fan, Mike. Thanks very much. Daniel Woodhouse is on the line. Good evening, Daniel.
Good evening, Chris.
You all right? How are you tonight, mate? All right?
I'm feeling lovely.
Oh, you sound lovely. Have you had your drugs, darling? Are you feeling better now, my love?
I had them at 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah, you only have in the morning, don't you?
Yes, with the... what did I have? Oh, the sausages this morning, yes.
Sausages and drugs. That sounds lovely. May I ask what pills they are? If you don't want to say, just say...
It's called... No. I don't mind telling you it's
okay.
It's called Concerto XL 36 type, not the 18.
Wow.
It's sort of all-in-one version of Ritalin.
What is Ritalin? What does that do?
Ritalin
it sounds like something. I'll be honest with you. It sounds like something Rentokil would use in a rat trap.
Yeah, well, it could be. But Ritalin, or its concerto equivalents, is a brain-enhancing drug for people who are suffering from ADHD.
Oh, right, okay.
And it means, therefore, that when I get up in the morning and I'm going round...
in circles?
Well, yeah, let's face it, this morning, I fired up the gas this morning under the cooking pot.
Oh, right.
And realised that the cooking oil was actually in the other pot, that I forgot to pour it back in.
Oh.
So I went to the toilet, come back, and it's like smoking out. Nothing happened in the end. I just had to throw the oil, quickly turn the gas off, and then...
Oh, you want to be careful with oil. When I was married, we had a chip pan go up in the kitchen. Oh, my God. I was frightening the life out of me. You must never put water on them, just like a damp cloth or something like that, which she did. And you take your eye off them. You know, that's the problem. You must never ever leave a chip pan unattended. Never do that, because they go up so easily.
Yeah, and but I do. But anyway, what's the big subject tonight? Piers Morgan, full of common sense, but sadly also full of mouth.
Yeah, and that's exactly. You think exactly the same as me. I think he is full of common sense. I think he speaks as most of us think. I certainly do. I think he almost identical to him. And what just annoys me is that the other side don't listen. The other side don't listen. They come out with all these strange and wonderful ideas about life, and it's all crap. It's all crap. But like you say, his biggest problem was that you've got to listen to the other side if you're doing something like that, haven't you?
Yes, it's got to be a two-way game, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I like to think when I'm doing this, I stop and let you talk, and you do the same for me.
Yeah. Just to show you can't actually see me as well.
Well, I
think you should do that to allow it to be video call as well.
I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea, the fact that we can't see you, Dan.
Because that way then you'll get all my facial expressions as well, because there's a lot of them. I do that as well,
Do you? Oh.
Yeah, I do those sort of like looks to the side like Miranda Hart used to do, or what was the other one before? I think Harry Hill used to do that as well.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Yeah, and some like, I think he'd doing TV burp, and then he'd say the name of someone who'd been on TV, and it was someone who like you'd never heard of, and he'd turn to the camera and he'd go like, and he'd mouth, "Who?" and then turn back.
Yes, I think I've tried once to get Skype videos. The thing is, I'm not set up to do that. Your Skype call is actually on a different computer to the one broadcasting the show. So that would have to be on the one, that would have to be moved to the broadcast computer so that it would work with the program that sends out the show called OBS. But you see, the thing is, I'm used to using this, and I'm used to how it works. and I wouldn't like to try something else. And then I think we've tried it. If I remember rightly, I've tried it with Adam the plumber, I think, or someone, and we just couldn't get it to work. We couldn't get the picture to come up for some reason. I'm sure there is a way of doing it, and also it would require another sound card. I think it would probably require another sound card to come in. Never know. I might have another little play around at some point and see how it goes.
Yes, they used to go on to me about, was it sound card, video card? I used to think, what?
It gets all technical, and people are not interested in technical things. They just want to see how it works there and all that. Anyway, do you have anyone who else could do Piers Morgan's job then? Who would you like to see doing it?
Well, me, really.
You?
I wouldn't mind a bit of that.
You'd have to do yourself up first.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know at the moment, like, you know, my hair is an absolute pain. It's to try and get it right. Anything. I might just as well be bald. I think that'd be quicker.
Well, I have to cut my hair once every 2 weeks. It's due another cut now. It starts getting fluffy. And when you've got that bald bit in the middle, the longer the rest of it grows, the worse the bald bit looks. And that's why you have to keep it looking sort of fairly short. You know, I haven't got golden locks like Mark Bowles has got, which I could run my fingers through, up through his hair and all the way down his back to his... Well, you know, as far as that then.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, but what it is, really, I would see so many of these people on television, and I just think, why can't I could just be doing that? You know, whoever it is, I just think, maybe I'm just finding fault too much. I don't know.
Why haven't you done any YouTube channels then? Why aren't you on YouTube then if you want to do it?
Well, because I need someone else to bounce off of. I'm not really very good on my own.
Right.
That's why this sort of like two-way call here, it's like, it's good for me, you see.
Yeah.
Because I've got you to bounce off, you can bounce on me. It's equal. But when it's like those radio shows. I mean, I know yours is obviously on your own, but I always used to think that back in the days when radio was, or, you know, commercial radio was good, that a two-person breakfast show always worked better than single person.
You think so, do you? Okay.
Yeah, because it's the only way to have fun is to have someone else in that studio again to bounce off of.
Yeah, well, we disagree on that, believe it or not. I prefer
really?
one person. Oh yes. I can't stand the fake laughter between the two people, which is what it became. When radio was really big, 60s and 70s, you didn't have any of these double headers. They're called double headers when there's two people hosting a show.
Oh.
Didn't need them.
I get that, Mum, double headers. No,
you didn't need them. Like Tony Blackburn, Dave Lee Travis, all those people, Tom Edwards. There was only one person hosting the show. Janice Long, people like that. They were one person. This two-person thing came in with independent local radio. It was, I think they called it the animal. What was the animal format? I think the animal format was when there was a lot of people in the studio together.
Zoo
and it was,
format.
I found it most annoying. Just people talking over each other all the time, and that, you know, one would say something and the other would laugh, and they had these laughing. You thought, that's not even funny. Why are you laughing? No, I don't go along with it. But that's personal preference. You like two people, I like one. So, you know, that's okay.
Yeah, but then you mentioned about the Big Breakfast earlier. I mean, that was meant to be a television version of Chris Evans' radio show.
Yeah, and it was good, wasn't it?
Oh, do you know what? My mum absolutely hated that at first.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And then one day I said to her, Mum, you know, they're having a wedding on the Big Breakfast the other day. Oh, she watched it then.
Sentimental old thing she is.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
But because I mean, in a way, the Big Breakfast, it was. Well, I've always seen your sort of show as I mean, obviously, I know this is a night thing now, but your sort of show as a sort of new Big Breakfast. You know, things like that, United Kingdom Talk, and even my Easy Book Bingo. I think the only thing we have. We're a bit too revolutionary, I think.
Do you think that's what it is? Are we revolutionary?
Are we? How many views you got now? 42?
No. I mean, I won't be on normal telly or anything like that. No, it's been too long. I've done this now like for 14 years. I've even had a little bit played out. You remember not last January, the January before, I was on the telly on BBC One, one night, done the local radio thing, sent bits and pieces up, and still nothing. Believe me, if I was supposed to do that, it would have happened by now. But that's okay. That's okay, because I'm quite happy to sit here and do this. The telly thing is not going to happen for me. No. I thought it might do at some point, and then when the BBC thing came along, and I thought, oh, maybe you got a bit of a chance there. But nothing came of it. Nothing came of it. But that's just how it is, You have to accept. Once you must accept where you kind of come into the whole thing, rather than worrying about where it could go. Because you bang away at it and bang away at it, and if you're not getting where you want to be, you can become very upset. Perhaps it could, I suppose, give you a little bit of depression, I suppose, something like that. If you just kept on at it and you weren't getting anywhere, you have to accept where you fit into the grand scheme of things, and then it's fine, and then just carry on doing what you love until you don't like it anymore. If that happens, that may not happen, but when I get fed up doing something, that's it. It was actually perhaps I won't read the name. But someone sent in a message shortly after we had that break at the end of October, so first week in November, and says they admired the way that when I'm not happy about how something is going, I stop, step back and take note and see if it can be fixed. And we managed to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember when you went off all of a sudden, and
yes,
because your last words on Facebook at that moment was, "I feel like I need to have an holiday."
Yeah, well, this had been building up over a period of time. There was a lot going on at that time. Not rows with anyone. No rows with anyone. Nothing like that. Just all sorts of things were happening, and it all became a little bit too much. And then it took one tiny little thing to go wrong, which was the microphone not on. And I thought, oh, that's it. I've had enough. And I closed down and I packed my bags, all within a space of about half an hour, and I came home. And that was that.
Yeah, because there wasn't even any bingo the following night, was there?
Well, we didn't have it for 2 or 3 weeks. I had to stop. You have to stop. You have to be aware that something is going badly wrong and do something about it. Otherwise, you'd be in terrible trouble.
Yeah, I remember that Halloween thing, because I think, what happened,
The actual Halloween backdrop is still up, believe it or not, up at our Lincolnshire television studio and radio super hub complex. I'm not even.
Yes, that means November, December, January, February. So you would have been away for 5 months.
Oh yes. And the other thing is, a lot has changed, like the graphics on the screen and all that. Up at Lincolnshire, it's all the old stuff there at the moment. So I'm a little bit worried. Not so much. I mean, I can do the video shows exactly as I'm doing now. It'd take me a while to change all graphics and have clocks and things like that going on there. But the radio thing I'm a little bit worried about, because that's a different setup, and I'm set up here to do it. So what I might have to do is, when we eventually go up to the caravan, which I think is sometime in April, when I eventually go up to the caravan, which is sometime in April, I might have to have a few days off so that I can set up, so to speak. The mixer in there, the audio mixer in there, is not fantastic. It's not like this one's old. That's what I've got out there is my old karaoke mixer, but there's a dodgy fader on it. One of the faders is a bit dodgy, and it depends whether I can reroute I'm getting all technical now. If I can reroute the wires into one of the microphone faders, I'm not sure what I can do there, but I'll find out when I get there and be done with it there.
Well, I wish you good luck with that.
Yes. All right, Daniel. So I would suggest you do some YouTube stuff and see how that goes for yourself.
Yes.
It's up to you. You decide how you want it to look and sound. There's no one telling you what to do. That's the beauty of doing this. Beauty of doing this on the radio thing. There's no one telling me what to do or say. The last thing I'd ever want to do is...
It's what I try and tell Mum all the time, that mainstream media has had its day.
Well, I mean, that bloke on YouTube would tell you that. I think you watch him, Alex Bellafield. Is it?
Alex Belfield.
Oh,
yes.
It's fantastic. He's fantastic. Although I do wish he'd sort the hairs out from inside his nose.
I ain't gone that far up there yet.
Oh, no. Okay, please, Alex, hold that camera down a little bit further, mate. I'm thinking. No, and he's another one that talks common sense.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is about. Because I've said to Mum before, all that television and radio, the mainstream media, it is all government controlled, and all these presenters are controlled by they're told what to say.
Well, they're all they've got producers shouting stuff in their ears all the time. I must say, the newsreaders, I am in total admiration for newsreaders like Hugh Edwards and I can't think of any others now. Oh, that Simon. I'm not that keen on Simon, funnily enough, who's on in the afternoons. There's a lady on there I quite like. There's not really any newsreaders that I don't like, but they sit there while they're talking to you. There is someone shouting in their ear holes all the time. They hear everything. The bloke talking to the cameras, and that's all going on in their ears while they're talking to you as cool as a cucumber. And I have great admiration for newsreaders, I tell you. I don't think I could do it. Don't think I could do that. But the other ones, you're quite right, like the breakfast people and all that. It's just someone shouting in their ears all the time, telling them what to do and say. I'm sure it is.
Yeah. I remember there's a famous bit of when Jeremy Paxman did Breakfast Time. Yes, it did happen. Surprisingly. And he's going, will someone tell me what's going on round here, for Christ's sake?
Oh, is that right? Oh, I'll have to look. Is that on YouTube?
Thing called, thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Did she tell you to pipe down?
Yeah. She thinks it's just come overacting.
If you can find that on YouTube, send me a link, please.
Yeah, it was called One Day in the Life of Television. It was a special thing to grab clips from the whole 24 hours of a day 10 back in 1988.
Well, that's got to be on the YouTube somewhere, isn't it? All right. Well, thanks very much for calling, Dan, tonight. As always, a great call for you, sir.
Okay, Chris.
Cheerio now.
See you then. Thank you.
Dan Woodhouse in Romford there this evening, gang. Some of your messages coming in here. Vera, on the subject of Good Morning Britain, says, I don't think it would be fair on the other person. Are you meaning Susanna there? I think they should completely revamp the show. As in, what is it? TVA? No, not TVA. Good Morning Britain. Revamp the show. That could be a good idea. All right. Thank you, Vera. Fran says to replace Piers, Captain Jack Harkness. Really? Captain Jack Harkness. That's, what's his name? Can't think of his name now. He's the singer bloke, isn't he? Captain, hang on. Captain Jack Harkness, that's him. John Barrowman. No. Nah, not keen on that one, Captain. Do you know, I'm not sure who, really, I would like there. Ollie K says Charlie's sense of humour is drier than the Aral Sea. If you don't know what the Aral Sea is, I don't know what that is, the Aral Sea. Have I got to look that up, have I? Aral Sea. Let's have a look. Aral Sea. Sea of Islands, referring to 1,100 islands that are dotted in its waters. I've never heard of that, the Aral Sea. Thank you, Ollie. That's the problem, I think, really. He's just... there is no... To me, there's no sense of humour there. He don't smile. Just imagine living with someone like that. What a miserable git. Mark says, not my cup of tea, but Jeremy Clarkson or Warwick Davis. Jeremy Clarkson, yes. I think so. I'll go along with Jeremy Clarkson, Mark. Mind you, I'll probably go along with anything you say, to be honest. I'm a little bit biased towards you. What's she doing tonight? She out somewhere, is she? I put money on Ryland. Oh, please not Ryland. No, those teeth. They hurt my eyes. When those lights slide on those teeth. Do you know, I'm not being funny. All that money. Don't you think he would have got his teeth done? I mean, when I was a kid, I had teeth like that as well. And Janet Streetport, there's another one. Hello, welcome to Loose Women. Oh, she's awful, awful. Ryland, all that money, you would have thought he'd had his teeth pulled back. I mean, I had mine done when I was a kid on the NHS, dear. Blimey. If Mark thinks Ryland will get it, I hope not. Please, no. I don't think he'd be good at the news stuff, because you've got to be very intelligent as well. That's why I couldn't do that. You've got to be intelligent. Either that or just shout out what's being shouted in your ear and read the bit of auto cue in front of you. You've got to be intelligent. I wouldn't be intelligent enough to do LBC or anything like that. Honestly, I wouldn't. You've got to be of a certain intelligence to do that. I really think so. It's all very well me sitting here boasting my opinions and reading bits of news stories, but yeah, I know what I know, if you see what I mean. There are certain things I could sit here and talk about for hours. Renewable energy, I know quite a lot about that. You know, maybe amateur gardening. But everything I do is amateur. I'm not a professional in anything. Even playing the piano and the organ downstairs. Amateur. Seriously, amateur. I sit there and I play stuff sometimes, but I've learnt the Gloria. Where's Shania tonight? Someone take Shania's name. She's not here again. Mike in Brighton. I've got the perfect replacement for old Piers Morgan. Zig and Zag or Basil Brush. Yes, Basil Brush. Inject some humour into the whole boring show. Or maybe his arch enemy, Jeremy Clarkson again. Yes, I know Jeremy is not everyone's cup of tea. I quite like his no-nonsense persona. That's what we like, Mike. No nonsense. Let's just check the emails here. Hello to Glenda. Good evening, Glenda, who says, just wanted to say hello. Hope you have a great evening. How is Gary the cat doing? You've not mentioned him lately. He's fine. He's fatter than ever, Gary the cat. Gary the cat is this cat that comes and visits me. He's not mine. He belongs to the two girls that live over there. Yes, I'm not the only gay here now. I'm not happy about that. Got two gay girls living just across there. Yes. Anyway, he comes from there. He prefers to be over with me. He comes over several times a day. He's been over this morning. And he's started becoming a bit more vocal now. Meow, meow. I love it. He's talking to me. Oh, he's lovely, that cat. Such a lovely cat. Hello to Tanya. Good evening to Tanya. Good evening, Tanya. Which Tanya are you? I'm dying to know. I've just got a note that just says Tanya. Are you? You're not Tanya, Mary's niece, are you? I wonder. Tanya says I've been AWOL a little while, so happy to catch your show live for a few minutes during my lunch hour. Oh, you've probably gone now. I hope you heard your message all right, Tanya. So thank you very much for that. Gary Ross says, I think it doesn't have to be a fella to replace Piers Morgan. What about a woman with big knock... No, I think you're watching it for the wrong reason, Gary. Not Gemma Collins. Oh, please. She couldn't do that. Hello and welcome to Big Breakfast. Now listen, it's the GC here with you, talking about lots of interesting stuff, ain't it? And I tell you what, that effing Harry and no, she wouldn't last very long, I don't think. Gemma Collins replacing Piers Morgan. Well, they're the same size, aren't they? Don't mention Gemma Collins. I upset the BBC people with a comment on that. I don't see the funny side of it. These bleeding left-wing loonies, they don't see the funny side of anything. And when I say left-wing loonies, I do not mean people who vote Labour. That's not what I mean. You know what I mean. They're mad. They're mad, these people. There's another story Ollie mentioned in the news recently as well. So, this old dear, Sarah Everard. You couldn't make the name up, could you? Sarah Everard in the Daily Mirror. I kid you not. Green Party member. Oh, hang on a minute. Sarah. Now, this has got a different name. The headline is Sarah Everard. Piers suggests 6 p.m. Well, who's... Oh, maybe she's the writer. Oh, she's the writer, I beg your pardon. So the writer of the story is Sarah Everard. What's yours like, Mark? Are you an Everard? I do hope so, dear. Green Party member Jenny... and here's a picture of her. I've got to show you a picture of this old bag. I mean, you just know she's trouble. You just know she's trouble. Hang on a minute. Where are we now? Here we go. She's got a face that says troubled, hasn't she? Look. As Dame Edna Everage would say, she's got a face like a half-sucked mango. Look at the face on that, love. Now, that's the sort of face that George Bond's Nan has after she's realised he's been talking to me on the phone. Anyway. Hang on a minute. Am I getting confused with this story? I think it's the way it's been written. Green Party member Jenny Jones, so that's the name of the woman, Jenny Jones, said the idea of a 6 p.m. curfew for all men, she's pointed out. A 6 p.m. curfew for all men would keep women safe on the street. After the disappearance of Sarah Everard, a peer has suggested. So this is the girl that went missing. Okay? Green Party, but we're not really talking about that. It's a little bit too serious. Okay? And sad as well. The part of the story I want to talk about is Green Party member Jenny Jones said she might put forward a law in future that would restrict the movement of men at night. Speaking in the House of Lords, Baroness Jones says, in the week that Sarah Everard was abducted and we supposed killed, because remains have been found. Oh yes, the remains were hers, weren't they? They found them this afternoon. Yes, I remember that now. I argue at the next opportunity for any bill that is appropriate, I might put in an amendment to create a curfew for men on the streets after 6 p.m. People are going mad with some of the stuff that they come out with, aren't they? So you're saying no men can come out of the house after 6 o'clock? How does she realise how stupid that sounds? The world is going mad. I mean, it's a shame Piers Morgan didn't pick this one up. Because he'd gone by the time she said that, hadn't she? Some of the stuff that they put on the news, and you hear people saying it, and you're thinking, are you on the same planet as everyone else? See, Jeremy Clarkson and Piers Morgan, they'd sort that out, wouldn't they, on their programmes? If they've got to listen to the other side first, of course. They've got to have their say. You can't, and that was the thing with Piers, you know, as I said before. Anyway, so thanks, Ollie, for that. I don't think I want to be staying in after 6 o'clock. We can't go out anymore. Don't be so stupid, you silly old bag. Go away. Go take a retirement. You look like you should be in a coffin anyway, my love. Dear me. What's her name again? Mrs. Jones, is it? Come out with stuff like that. She looks so old, dear. She should have passed away years ago, that one. Oh, I give up. I really do. Adrian Richardson, drag queen Sandra to replace Piers Morgan. What do you reckon on that one? Sandra replacing Piers Morgan? She's a drag queen. We could have a drag queen doing that, couldn't we? A drag queen hosting Good Morning Britain. Does that work? I think that might work. Alan Ross. Back onto the radio subject, I agree with you regarding radio shows in the Zoo format. I much prefer single presenters as long as they have a decent personality, like your good self. Thank you, sir. I used to love listening to a presenter called Steve Coleman on Metro Radio in Newcastle in the 1980s, and he was fantastic. Now we have two presenters. It's always a man and a woman on there, shouting and screaming at each other. And it just sounds constantly scripted and fake. Well, I think some of it is scripted. I think, Alan, you can go to a website and buy, or someone produces scripts that are sent to all the radio, and it's the same show going on everywhere. They don't even have to lift a finger. There are various websites that do scripts for radio stations that you can sign up to. The thing is with that, well, what's the point in sitting here doing it then? If it's not going to be the person doing it themselves, what's the point in sitting there reading out someone else's script? Well, you're just doing a job then, aren't you? It's just a job. It's just a job. Don't think I'd want to do that. Lily Savage, says Vera Taylor. Lily Savage, eh? Lily Savage hosting Good Morning Britain. That would be good. I like that. Ollie Kate, Richard Hammond. There's one, yeah. Richard Hammond. Yeah, I'm not kind of against him or for him, really. He's all right, Richard Hammond. That's a good one, Ollie K. Thank you very much. Good evening to Rumble Bumble. Good evening, Rumble Bumble, who says, evening, Chris, lockdown hair. Today I've been told I look like Dave Grohl and Russell Brand. Oh, not Russell Brand, please. He's another one on another planet altogether, isn't he? Comes out doing all this stuff for poor people and then goes back to his really posh house in Islington or wherever it is. Don't think I'm going to have it cut when Barbara open and ladies get released. Think they like my locks, do you reckon? He's got the long hair at the moment. Fran Green, Denise Van Outen and Johnny Vaughan to replace Piers. Well, and Susanna as well. Has she got to go as well, do you think? Mark Bowles, Adrian Charles. Didn't they try him? Now, let me think. No, they tried him. They tried him and the other lady. They brought them over from the One Show, didn't they? And it didn't work. It didn't work. In fact, I think he went fairly quickly. He didn't stay in the job very long and they moved him. I can't think. Was it Susanna that he replaced? Or was it him that Susanna replaced? Adrian Charles, if I remember rightly, it didn't work. No, it didn't work. Terry Wogan would have been good at it, wouldn't he? Not here anymore, unfortunately. Oh, dear. I'll tell you someone I'd like, and that's Paul O'Grady. There you go. Paul O'Grady, yes. As in Lily Savage. Yes, I'd like to see that in the morning. John Parrish, Julian Clary, my mate Julian Clary. First thing in the morning, no. No, I don't think so, John. I think he's more of a night person. Don't think he'd be right for the breakfast show there. George Bond, Sharon Osbourne. Yes. We're liking Sharon Osbourne idea there. That's a good one. There we are. So thanks very much for that. Good evening to Michael Pullman. Sending an email in there. Hello to Michael Pullman. Oh, look what's turned up. Look what's turned up. 22 minutes to 10 o'clock and Shania sends in a message. Good God, Shania. You're a bit late tonight, aren't you, my love? Let's take a call. Finishing 3-2. Who's on the line, please?
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Sherry here.
Is that Sherry Parrish? Hello, Sherry.
How are you?
Oh, how lovely to hear your voice.
Good.
Oh, this is amazing. First time caller. Is that Sherry Parrish? Are you in your caravan at the moment or the cottage?
Yes, we're in the caravan.
And it's a bit warmer now, isn't it?
A bit, yeah.
Have you been...
Anyway, I'm just...
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, carry on.
I'm just reading about the replacement of Piers Morgan.
Yep.
Yeah, I prefer. I think I would go for Nick Ferrari.
Nick Ferrari.
He speaks his mind.
Yes, I go along with that one. Nick Ferrari from LBC. He's actually going to GB News. Did you know that?
Oh, I haven't heard of that. It's
Yeah.
news for me.
Oh, okay. GB News is a new news channel. It's the first news channel that we've had since Sky started in the 1980s. And it's a little bit more to the right. So a bit...
All right.
It's been talked about as being a little bit like Fox News. Do you like Fox News?
Yeah, because I think Nick Ferrari used to be wasn't he the vice president of Fox News in the U.S. before?
Was he?
I thought he used to work with Fox News before.
Oh, maybe so. I don't know. You're telling me something I don't know there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like him because he speaks his mind.
I think Nick Ferrari and
Jeremy Clarkson, I like him as well.
Yeah, if you wanted another lady on there, what about do you know Julia Hartley Brewer?
Yeah, I know her.
She's fierce.
She's okay as well.
She's
yeah.
fierce. There's an interview going around on YouTube of her and that little Welsh boy, Owen Jones, pretty boy Owen Jones. He's like
Okay.
far left, and that's
Oh.
quite good watching that. Oh, Sherry, are you nice and
Yeah.
warm?
Oh, it's nice.
Are you warm in your caravan? Are you warm?
Yes, we have our electric blanket.
Yeah. Did you?
Oh, just hang on. John wants to say hello.
Yes, please do.
I'm not going to say much. Just hello, darling. I miss you.
Why are you not saying much? You're welcome to say as much as you want when you call in, my dear. Eh?
Oh, Chris, I just finished feeding our neighbors here.
Yes. What have they had?
Yeah, I cooked like chicken noodles and loads of fried chicken.
Oh, lovely. Would they
Yeah.
appreciate? Did they bring a bottle of wine? Do you drink wine at all, or?
No, I don't drink.
Oh, neither do I. No, well, very, very rarely. No, I don't drink either.
Yeah.
What's your favourite? What tea, coffee? What?
Yeah, I do drink tea without sugar.
Oh, okay, same as me. What is there a particular? Is there a particular brand of tea that you like?
No, any tea will do for me.
Any old tea will do.
Any tea, any
Do you have
English
tea bags or loose leaf tea?
Tea bags. I'm not posh.
Are you?
Anything cheap and cheerful?
Yeah. Now you're going to be selling your caravan soon, aren't you?
Yeah. Hopefully, when this probate thing's finished.
Probate thing?
Yeah, because the house is still on probate. The one that we're trying to buy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So,
And then I'm not sure. You're aware that I'm working now, right?
just a minute.
I'm working.
I've got really confused. Are you renting a place at the moment?
No. We're still in the caravan.
Yes. But didn't you go
And
into a
the
house
house is-
somewhere?
And because we were renting for 2 months, and now we're back now in the caravan.
Right. Okay. After the winter period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And then we're hoping to move to the house
Yes.
sometime this year, because we don't know when the probate will be finished.
Right. What about your place in the Philippines?
Well, it's empty at the moment.
Why aren't you there? Why are you here and not there?
Well, apart from COVID,
Did you say college?
I already have COVID, the coronavirus.
Oh, right. Oh, of course, yes, of course, yeah.
Well, apart from that, because I already found a job here.
Right.
And I'm basically full-time worker now.
Yeah, okay. And you do your YouTube videos as well?
Yeah, I still do the YouTube, but it's only like maybe once a week now, because I don't have time to do it.
What is your latest one about? Was it the caravan one?
The latest one, that's when I did a cutting of copper pipe.
Right.
And then fixing the leak.
Oh,
in
yes,
the
the
caravan.
pipe. Yeah, I remember now, the
Yeah, I
pipe.
did cut the pipe,
Where
yeah.
was your leak?
In the kitchen sink, under the kitchen sink, and the shower area.
Ah, right, okay. You see, I've got a man to do that. My sister's brother-in-law and my nephew does all that for me.
Yeah, you're very lucky. I like Martin's channel as well.
Yeah, I know. Tell us, how do we watch your channel if anyone wants to watch it on YouTube?
If anyone wants to watch my channel, it's Sherry DMP. That's Sherry, like the drink, and Delta Mama Papa.
Okay, Sherry DMP is the channel.
Oh, and if you have Land Rover and you want to buy spare parts, just let me know.
Oh, your Land Rover. You know I had Land Rovers, don't you?
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, I had three of the most... They were the Defenders. You know, the old Defenders?
Defenders, yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
they weren't old. They were brand new ones. I had quite a lot of money then when I was DJing. And I had three altogether. The first one was red. The second one was silver. And the last one was blue. And I loved them. I loved that they were diesel. They were big. They were noisy. And when you were driving them, you really had to push that steer. It was power steering, but nevertheless, it was quite heavy. And the gears and
but
whatever.
they're good cars.
I absolutely loved them. But they were so expensive to run. They were really expensive to run. And whereas now I've got my hybrid Toyota thing,
Okay.
and I can get...
Because with the company I'm working for now, they do like a galvanize. They galvanize the panels so that it won't get rusty.
Wow. It wasn't...
You know, I'm very lucky to have this job because I was just walking down the lane in the forest.
I remember
and then
you
I just
telling
happened
me.
to talk to this woman, and I didn't know that she's going to be my employer.
Fantastic, isn't
She's
it?
the director of the company.
Isn't that fantastic how that's turned out for you like that? But it was even like, you know, with the Toyota I've got at the moment, I get, I suppose, about 55 miles to the gallon. The Land Rover, 15, if that.
Oh,
and it's
too expensive to run.
The money I'd be spending, especially going up to Lincolnshire, which we hope to resume soon, the money I'd been spending I would be spending on petrol would be prohibitive to the amount of times I could go up there. Whereas with the Toyota, it doesn't. It's fine, really.
Yeah.
You know.
Fine. I have a car. I'm driving now with Peugeot.
Peugeot.
Yeah. But I had this was the first time I drove it earlier.
Right.
And then I had water leak, a radiator leak.
Oh right, yeah.
So we had to fix that.
Oh, don't you get a free Land Rover as you're there?
Oh no!
Don't get a free Land Rover. Oh, I'd be
My
having a
boss
word
got-
with the
I
manager
think
there.
he's
Tell him
got
to give you a car.
I think he's got 6 Land Rovers, my boss.
Are they actually new cars there or not?
No, because the basic. Well, their cars are new, but the one that they're selling, they're just parts.
Oh, okay.
Are you familiar with Brit parts?
Yeah.
There are Brit parts, but this one we supply as well to Brit parts.
I know those to actually buy those Land Rover Defenders. They're also very expensive just to buy them now.
But it's nice hearing your voice and nice talking to you.
Here we are. Look, here we are. From £41,000. Wow, that's from. That'd be the most basic model. 41,000, and they were nowhere near that price when I was buying them. Nowhere near they've really shot up the old Land Rovers, but nevertheless, you know, what a lovely car to be able to have there.
Yeah, just pricey.
All right, Sherry. Well, thanks ever so much. Lovely to talk to you tonight, Sherry. Really lovely.
Here, likewise.
Good luck to my dear darling. Bye-bye to you and John as well. Bye,
Take
love.
care.
Oh, how lovely. Talking to Sherry after all that time. Isn't it great being able to talk to people like that? Ollie says, back to the Piers Morgan thing. What do you think about Adrian Charles? No, like I said to you, Ollie, he did it for a while. He left BBC to be on there, and it didn't really work for him. So he was replaced. Let's take another call, finishing 9-5. Hello, who's on the line, please?
Evening, Chris. It's Uncle Ted.
Uncle. Oh, hello, Uncle Tez. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good evening, Tez. Are you talking about the Piers Morgan thing? Is it a job that you'd want to do, my dear?
Not personally. I mean, I woun't want to get up at 4:30, start reading a bulletin at 6:30.
Yeah, I mean, presumably breakfast television people need to be up even earlier than radio breakfast people, if you see what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I've been to many radio studios, where people have done their breakfast show in just their pyjamas.
Oh, no, really?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
how awful.
There's a story that, Kenny Everett at Capitol used to walk into various breakfast shows and didn't batter an eyelid.
Do you know, the sad thing is there is no room for people like Kenny Everett anymore on the radio. It's all formatted, and I think it's a great lack of entertainment on the radio. It's all very well knocking out all these records, just playing songs all the time. Where is the entertainment? It's gone. We've been moved onto the internet, but that's fine. As long as we're happy doing it, we carry on, Terry.
Well, you see, what we should do now then is start a campaign to get you with your, get a little station up and running. Take over these global networks and things.
What? Me running a station? I tried that before. Thanks very much. No, thank you. Never again.
Ah, yes, but
Oh.
what about a national station on DAB or something?
No, I've no interest in running anything like that. I just want to turn up, do my little show, and go home again. Thank you very much. That's the end of it.
But you could just employ Piers Morgan.
Do you think I could? I probably couldn't afford him. Do you know, the funny thing is, as we're sitting here having little jokes with people and all that, I know he'd be sitting there laughing. He would get it. He would get it. And it's just, people just don't get stuff anymore. Did you hear about the Gemma Collins incident, dear?
What's that?
Well, I've told this story so many times now, but you haven't been there. So, well, basically, one of my friends at BBC Berkshire, she put up this picture of Reading prison wall with someone coming down it. Okay. What do we think of this then? So I put the comment under there, be careful, my darling. Don't want you falling down. Okay. The next sentence says, if it was Gemma Collins, the wall wouldn't be there. Well, they didn't like that, did they? They didn't get it, Terry. They saw it as an attack. They didn't get the joke. The trouble is, it wasn't just one or two people. It went on for hours. And in the end, I took the comment off. I spoke to my mate. He said, no, damage limitation. Take it off. I said, well, I've never taken a comment off. He said, is it worth the aggro? I'm like, no, it's not. Take it off. This time next week, they won't even know your name. So I did. Even the lady who posted it wasn't happy with it. But I've got to give her a due. I won't tell you her name or anything. Got to give her a due. She then appears to have gone down the list of people that were negative towards me for saying it in the first place and removed their comments. So that's fair enough. But they just don't get anything anymore. What's the problem?
Now, was Piers pushed or did he walk?
Oh, no. I think it was an agreement to go. I think they probably agreed with him to go. They agreed to say nothing. And then I think he took the opportunity to make something of it by walking out when he decided to walk out. I reckon they probably agreed for him to go, but they wouldn't have agreed him to walk off the set like that. No, he knew what had got to happen, and then he took the initiative to go. That's what I think happened.
And I did see that he's in contract still until, I think it's at the end of May.
Yes, I was
And
going to...
An ITV share price went down by 220 million.
We've already done that at the beginning of the show. Do try and get here earlier, dear. God, do you know, I get people ringing up sometimes and they say, all right, and you know, I might have been on 45 minutes, and then they ring up and they say, hello, and I'm like, right, hello, well, what do you think of that then? Oh, what are we talking about? Well, what I've just been talking about for 45 minutes. What was that? I've only just joined you. Well, why have you rung in then? Why have you rung in then if you don't even know what we're talking about? I've heard that on LBC before. People ring, they just cut them straight off and be done with it. Nick Abbott on there and people like that.
Absolutely.
But I think that's what happened with Piers. I don't think he should have gone. I think everyone's entitled to a comment.
I don't. No, I mean, I kind of think now, do ITV have to rebrand? It's, you know, Good Morning Britain as a programme, as an identity. It was Piers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you think of GMTV, you might think Eamon Holmes.
There is the name. There is the name. That's the man they want there, Eamon Holmes. That would be my choice. Absolutely. They should never have took him off. Not that I ever watched it. There is another man who can do any job with complete ease. With complete ease, he can sit there and do any job thrown at him. How dare they take him off this morning, him and his missus, Ruth, isn't it? What a stupid decision that was. Isn't it?
Well, see, I'm to a point, I agree. Ruth and Eamon have been very loyal to This Morning over the years, and I think the way that it was handled was not brilliant. But I also think that This Morning need to aim at a slightly younger audience, people for myself. I mean, okay, I enjoy watching Harley and Phil, but perhaps when they're off, I don't mind watching someone like Dermot O'Leary or Alison Hammond. I don't necessarily think they work well together. But let's bring a little bit of fresh blood into it.
Yeah, new faces. You want to see new faces. Yeah. As I say, Eamon Holmes would be my choice. He's been there for years. He knows exactly. He can do any job with his blooming eyes closed. I haven't got to think about it.
He really can. I mean, he's great on that. I don't know whether you've seen the Channel 5 show that he does with his wife. It's all about the high life and the jet setters and all that sort of thing.
Oh, a bit like
and
me.
Then, you can look at him on doing the quiz show on the BBC. He's phenomenal.
Yeah. But for me, that's where he fits in, doing stuff like newsy stuff. But then he can do a serious story and then turn it around within the space of a few seconds and make us all laugh. And I think that's what you need on there in the morning, because it's all just too blooming serious.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, BBC are still a bit like that, aren't they? But they are winning in the ratings.
Oh, they always have done on breakfast time. They always have done.
Poor old Naga.
Poor Naga. Oh, she's all right now. She's just beautiful, isn't she? She's beautiful.
Yeah.
She knows how to dress. She looks absolutely stunning on that program. She has a particular outfit. There's a royal blue outfit that she wears. Actually, a similar colour to what's behind the phone number on the screen at the moment. That sort of blue colour, and she looks amazing in that. I know that Mark Bowles has got a little bit of a thing for her. I'd be most disappointed if Mark Bowles turned up here and stuck a picture of her on the wall next to my bed.
Oh, you are awful.
Oh dear, hang on a minute, what's happened here? Just a minute. What happened there? Sorry, I've just hit the wrong button then. I had my winter clothes video start to play then. Did you hear it? It's such a professional programme, this, don't you think?
Well, of course.
Oh, nice to talk to you, Terry.
And you, keep up the good work.
I will. Cheerio. Thanks for the call. Bye-bye, Terry calling in there, boys and girls. We're going to close the phone lines there. It's late, isn't it late? 3 minutes to 10. We haven't done any of these other stories, have we? Doesn't matter, does it? We can always do them on another night. See, she's complained again. What is their problem? Meghan Markle has complained to Ofcom over Piers Morgan. It was revealed today. Again. She's moaned again. The Duchess of Sussex this week complained to ITV over the Good Morning Britain host, with Piers sensationally quitting the popular show. She's made another direct complaint to Ofcom, the media watchdog. Well, good news is that YouTube or any of the internet radio stations are not led by Ofcom. Nothing to do with Ofcom at all. Nothing to do with it. That's why the YouTube thing, as a couple of you have said tonight, Dan said we're revolutionary. Really? We are not regulated by Ofcom. Marvellous. Marvellous. But there she is, picked up the phone again and moaned at them. What is their problem? Just turn it off if you don't like it, love. Oh, these people that find fault with everything all the time, aren't they? Vera says, Claire Balding. I don't know what she's like on the news side of things, Claire Balding. She'd certainly be all right with sport, wouldn't she? She's fantastic. What a great presenter she is. Claire Balding, maybe V. I don't know. Could she do the news side of it? Maybe she could. She's fairly intelligent, isn't she, Claire Balding? And maybe she could. Yeah, it's not a bad choice there. There's Shania. Oh, here comes the excuses. 8 o'clock we were sitting here. She turns up at 20 to 10. Look, here we go. Excuse me, I've been busy with Rosary 1 and Stations of the Cross at church and another Rosary of Zoom. Very important in Lent. Oh, I suppose so then. I sent Shania earlier my very first performance of the Gloria. Would you like to see a bit? Would you like to? It's not on the... I'll have to play it off here. Here we are, my very first performance of the Gloria. Just a moment. I'll play a little bit for you. I think we've a go soon. God, it's so late. I tell you what, the nighttime shows, they go a lot quicker than the daytime ones used to. I must say that. Don't you find? We do seem to move a lot quicker than the daytime ones. Right, let's play you a little bit of this. See if you like it or not. This is the new Gloria. Here we go. Here we go. That's how I look during the daytimes. What a tramp. Here we go. I might actually do that, and that's it. That's enough of that. I might actually do that and upload it to the religious music and hymns channel that I have. Top right hand corner somewhere. There's a link to that if you want to have a look at that. So good luck to you, Shania, my darling. Good girl. Simon Cowell, says George Bond. No, not Simon Cowell. Sharon Osbourne, yes. Not Simon Cowell. No. Amelia, William Shatner, Sheridan Smith, or James May, says Amelia. Thank you, Amelia. Phone lines are closed now, by the way. No more calls tonight, my darlings, okay? Mike in Brighton says, just had a terrible thought. Imagine ITV got that battle axe, Kay Burley. Oh, no, please. No, not Kay Burley. Oh, God. Do you think she'd be back on Sky? I'm not sure she'll ever be back on Sky, would she? Ollie, I have a feeling the black-haired one from Strictly would be okay. Oh, now who's that? The black-haired one from Strictly. Yeah, I know who you mean. I can see her in my head. Let's have a look. Strictly hosts. Strictly hosts. Claudia Winkleman. Claudia Winkleman, isn't it? Claudia Winkleman. I don't know. Not sure on that one. Adrian, how about Theresa May? She's looking for a new job. No, she'd be too serious. Fran, Megan, she's moaning about the media. That is not she's supposed to be following. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. It's a shame, really. You know, with Harry and Meghan, I don't dislike them or feel any badness towards them. But I don't understand why they keep piping up every 5 minutes. Why did they even need to do that interview? It's just hurt the Queen, their grandmother. Why would you go on the telly to hurt your, knowing that would hurt the grandmother? And that just takes it down a little bit for me, you know. I think it's a great shame that all that happened. But there you go. It did happen, and that's it. Well, gang, we're going to leave it there. As I say, we didn't do many of the other subjects tonight, but that doesn't matter, does it? As long as everyone's being entertained, and that's the main thing, my darlings. There'll be another chat show for you on... I can't believe it's Friday. Can you believe it's Friday? Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Friday night already, eh? Tomorrow is Saturday. Then we got the bingo on Sunday night. Do you want to join us for the bingo? There it is. bingochannel.co.uk. If you want to join us for that, you need to send me an email saying, please could you add me to the bingo, and I'll be very happy to do that for you. Tonight, if you're not doing anything, my mate Alan Ross is on the radio tonight from midnight. Okay, sorry, that's the wrong poster there, isn't it? Where's Alan's one? There he is. Alan Ross's poster there. Music and memories, midnight until 2 o'clock tonight, and he'll be going to 3 o'clock in the morning soon. 3 hours of Alan Ross every single night, which is fantastic news. That's really good. Okay, another chat show for you on Monday night at 8 o'clock. Put that in your diaries. You'll be able to call in again, and we'll have a little another chat. What a lovely evening. Thanks ever so much. I'm going to have dinner now. Baked beans. Of course. Baked beans on a burger. Then I can blow my way into the next morning. Thanks for watching and listening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night now.